Baby Let Me Follow You Down by Bob Dylan. It's a great tune, some weird right hand stuff happening, not your typical finger picking, and the left hand just has great shapes that slide up the neck, and it's a lot of fun to play. Let's dive right in and learn it. Alright, the first chord is a basic G chord. I'm not bothering playing the 5th string, I'm not even holding it down, because I'm not going to hit that one. Now, this isn't your typical kind of finger pick thing. The recording's very jangly, and I'm not sure how Dylan is playing it. And I haven't seen an early version of him playing it live, so I'm guessing. But the way I'm doing it is I'm droning. He's definitely droning with his thumb. And the first one's a hammer. So you're hammering on to the 3rd fret. Right? That's all that's happening there. Now, I'm using, sometimes we're brushing. So often, he's hitting 2 strings at once. So instead of just finger picking one note, when I refer to the 2nd string, it will be played with the 3rd. Right? Just kind of a quick brush. And when I refer to the middle finger, or the top string, it's going to be hitting the 2nd one with it. And so that's how I'm varying it. I'm using my index and my middle to hit the higher one. So we have the hammer on, then I'm brushing the top 2 strings. I'm using my middle finger to brush those top 2. Then on that and beat of the 2nd note, I'm using my index to brush the 2nd and the 3rd string. Hammer on, top 2, thumb again, 2nd and 3rd. Then we have, so that 3rd beat is together. I'm hitting the thumb on the 6th string, and then my middle finger is hitting the top 2 at the same time. And if you hit more than 2, that's fine. It's supposed to be jangly and unpredictable. Then it's alone, then it ends alone with my index on the 2nd and the 3rd. Together alone. The 2nd chord is an F chord. Regular F, 1, 1, 2, 3, and I prefer to use my thumb on the low E to snag that, but I guess you could do it this way because we're not doing anything fancy with the melody. So, it's all about the right hand. Droning, right, just on the 6th string. Now it's 1 and. That and is my index on the 2nd and 3rd string together. Then the 2 beat is together, the thumb with my middle finger, which is playing the first 2 strings. 1 and 2 is together, 1 index, thumb with middle. Then I do, on the and of that beat, is the index on the and of 2 on the 2nd and 3rd string. Thumb alone for the 3rd beat. And then there's an and with my middle on the top 2 strings for the and of 3. Thumb, index, together with middle, alone with index, thumb alone, and then end with the middle on the top 2. Oh, and the thumb alone for beat 4. 1 and together and 3 and. Sorry. Index, middle, index, middle. Index, middle, index, middle. 1 and 2 and. The 3rd chord is a C with a G in the bass. So I'm playing C, and I'm just moving my ring finger up to the low string. Right, we're not going to play that 5th string, so we don't need to worry about it. Now the melody note is now on the 2nd string. So what I do here, and every player will do it a little bit different, but instead of my middle finger now playing the melody note on the 1st and 2nd strings, right, I've pivoted up, so now my middle finger is going to start on the 2nd string and play the 3rd, while my index is going to start on the 3rd and hit the 4th with it. So all I've done is taken this and I've just moved it up, right? Before I was playing it here. Now I'm here. So let's do that pattern. My thumb again is just droning that G, right? I'm doing a C chord with the G in the bass. One, and. My and is the middle finger, playing the second and the third strings now, right? One, and. Then on the and of two, my index is playing the third and the fourth string. And remember, you don't have to be super specific. Even if you're just playing the one string note, it's still going to sound cool, you know, don't worry about it. So one, middle, and index. One and two and. Third beat is together with my middle again. One and two and three. And then and of three is the middle. So you have two quick middles in a row. And then you end with just the thumb. Here is where things get interesting. We have a D sharp chord with a G in the bass, right? Now, this is fine for now, but we're going to slide that shape up, and then it's real weird for me, at least especially on this guitar, this classical, to still maintain my thumb over there. And you can tell Dylan doesn't do a good job of it either. It's kind of buzzy. But what I'd recommend then is instead playing the D like this, or the D sharp rather like this. So I'm doing 3rd fret, 4th fret, 3rd, and I'm barring both those thirds there. And then actually what I'm doing to get that low note is I'm just using my first finger all the way. Which angle? There we go, I can't think. Right, so 3, 4, 3, and 3. And I'm speaking of this as if the capo is 0. Sorry if that's confusing. Right, so I'm playing my D sharp like that. Now, his right hand is very busy. It's the most busy section of it. Right, so again, we're just droning that 3rd fret with our thumb. We have together. Right, my middle finger's playing the top two. The and beat is my index. And then we have two middles in a row. On and off the beat, right? 1 and 2 and middle, index, middle, middle. Then the and of 3 is the index. And then the and of 4 is the middle again. So we don't play on 3 and 4, it's an and on 3 and an and on 4. I'll exaggerate my fingers so you can see it. Middle, index, middle, middle, and sorry. You can tell I don't know it well enough, I can't talk and do it at the same time. Alright, I'm going to do the next two chords together. We're taking that same shape we had before, but we're moving it all the way up to 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, the 7th fret. Again, that's if the capo was 0. I know it gets confusing when you get this high, but find that sound. I'm actually on the 9th fret of my guitar, right? But 7 up from the capo. He's just sliding that shape down. Right, so I have that D shape, but that I'm playing with these fingers and it's barred. Right, so the thumb is just playing 2, and then we go down 2 frets, the exact same shape. Right, kind of making sense? And my rhythm is together with my middle, and then alone with my index on the 2nd and 3rd, and then it's together again with my middle on the top 2. So first beat, middle finger, hitting the top 2, off with my index, and then together again with my middle. And then I move it together, thumb with middle on the top 2, and then it's just my index alone, and I hit the thumb. So together, index, Stop and practice, stop and practice. Hey, you've made it this far. Let's review. This is awesome. G, F, C, D sharp, slide it up. Really slow. 2, 3, 4. Cool. Then we go to a C chord, but you're putting down your pinky, right? You don't actually need this finger. It might be harder actually to think to take it off, but it's a C chord, and because we're going to play the E in the bass, so we don't really need the 5th string. Let me get the context. Yeah, so again, droning the thumb on open E. And I start with my, again, it's a C chord. My pinky's down, but I'm going to do, so it's together, open E with my middle finger, playing the top 2. And then on the and beat, I simply lift my pinky and play my middle finger again. 1 and 2, thumb and. Cool. That's it for that chord. Now this change is really cool because we had that D sharp, but now we're going to do a regular D with an F sharp in the bass. So we came out of that C chord. We just have thumb, right? We're playing the thumb together with the middle finger on the first beat. Then the and is the index finger on the second and third. Thumb alone for the second beat. Right? It's a short one because we're coming out of that C. Right? Hard transition. Right hand's simple enough, but it's the left hand movement. Right? Right hand has the same pattern for both parts of it. But yeah, work on that. And then we're almost there. You're so close. Let's do these last 2 chords together because we're getting there. So now we're back to the C chord with the G in the bass. And that's it. Thumb, 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 and with my middle. But again, I've pivoted up, right? So on this chord, we did the same thing before, where my middle finger is now playing the second and the third. And then my index plays the 3rd and 4th. Thumb, middle, thumb, index, right? I'm not playing the high E. I've pivoted these 2 fingers to go up a string set. And then it's a quick change back to that D with the F sharp in the bass. Right, so I'm doing the thumb together for that D chord, thumb together with the middle, but now the middle's back on the highest 2 because I want that melody note. So I've pivoted my fingers back down a string set. So thumb, middle on the first 2, and then index on the second and third. Now I'm forgetting the rhythm, sorry. Together with middle, and is alone with the index, and then thumb's alone. Cool. Again, hard left hand change. And then, guess what? We're back to where we started on the G. I think that's what he does at the end. It's really delicate. He's not hammering it down hard anymore. So thumb's droning on the G. Right, second string with my middle finger. Then first string with my middle. Sorry, it should have been second with my index. 1. That's the second string. Then it's the middle. back to the second. Second, first, second. Second, first, second. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Cool. And let's put it all together again. Oh, that was way too much work and practice for like 5 seconds of a guitar riff. Why do we do this to ourselves? Nah, it sounds awesome. It's so much fun to play. Go get it.